it's Zofia Mazur again, and today we are ready to talk about grief. So we covered shame, guilt, apathy, and today I will talk about grief to educate you, so you will know how to let go of suppressed and repressed grief in you. How grief is characterized, what kind of feelings you will have that you are in grief. So recognition gonna be easy because you have a list how grief is expressed in our feelings. Things are too difficult. I had many times that feeling that things are too difficult and I don't know what to do. I don't know which way now to go. We will never make it. Yeah, I will never make it. I had that feeling as well. We are and others unloving and unlovable. Just the lowest resignation that there is nobody to love me. All the years are wasted. I absolutely was there. I was there. Loneliness, yes, I was so lonely. I am lonely. The feeling of if only, many times. If only I could have money. If only I had chosen differently. If only I was born in different country. If only. That's the feeling. If you have, there is suppressed and repressed grief. Regret, pain, nostalgia, depression, irretrievable loss. So whatever you lost, now you lost it forever. Heartbrokenness. Oh, my heart is broke many times. Not many times, but there was some, probably a few major heartbrokenness. And what I find out when I was able to let go, that it was for good. It was absolutely for good, because relationships taught me a lot, and I was stuck in my illusion, not in reality, and I was able to let go. I just find out that I felt so free, and now I can choose and grow. Most of the time we are stuck in ourselves, in our negative emotions. And when we are stuck, the other person is stuck as well. When we don't understand that part, the other person won't as well. So we won't help the other person. If you are in a situation when somebody wants to leave you, okay, bye-bye, let them. I was in that situation and it was so painful. It was so painful. And it took me 2 years to stand up on my own. I thought that I lost that person, but it was not in my awareness what I gained. And later on, yeah, it took time to realize that that relationship was no good, absolutely no good, and I could not understand at that time why it was not working for me. And many of us are in similar situations, and we don't understand because we still don't know that part in us, and we are not understand what consciousness is, and we don't understand that consciousness must be on the path of maturation and growing. And maybe that was the part in growing, to understand something. So like I said, it took me 2 years to understand that it was absolutely not beneficial, not beneficial for me. Even at that time, it was like I made so tragic for myself that my health issue came after that. So just know, I'm not talking from the position that I know everything, but there is a kind of saying that things are happening for the reason to us, and the reason is that we didn't learn yet that part. So whatever we are experiencing, oh, what can I learn from that? Not put us down, but automatically, because we don't understand, we are putting ourselves down, and automatically we are a prisoner of one of those emotions, and it's hard to step back because we don't know. We don't even realize that there is an option to analyze. Pessimism, more feelings of grief, pessimism, disappointment, hopelessness and helplessness. Like you see, all of them have almost the same, that hopelessness and helplessness. There is that feeling. All of them like intertwined. I don't know if I'm using the right word, but they have similarity a lot. So when you know how to let go of grief, other negative emotions will go, because they have similar feelings. I just hope, I'm not hopeless, I just hope that you will find that emotional education helpful, and helpful, it's help on the way. So just think of life like you are learning here. We don't have to be stuck, we are learning. So what that situation is teaching me, what kind of decision I can make right now, because I know more. So that's about life. Learn, make better decisions that are beneficial for me. I still don't know if the decision that I'm gonna make is gonna be better. I don't know. So I make the decision, it's not working, so I change, I grow. And when you will know exactly those levels, you will know the feeling attached behind the decision, and then you will know it is going to be beneficial or not. Otherwise, you're going to be lost. You might be here, and situation will come challenging, and you can drop back because you still do not understand those levels. So it's very helpful. It's very, very helpful to know where you are right now, and there is always possibility. Yes, possibility. If your brain is not damaged and you're still conscious that you can grow, possibility to grow, and that's our challenge right now in 21st century. That's what I think, because what is happening, many leaders, I don't want to say most, but it looks like many leaders in West countries are pushing us here, are pushing us into fear, into guilt. So they are not good leaders, because they don't understand dynamics of humanness. Leader has to be very well educated. It's not like the person that took that position and is careless, because when we choose carelessly, the things will go into these states, emotional states, and we will create mayhem. for ourselves. And then we will ask the question, what happened? Why? Because we were, I don't want to blame you. It's a mission, all of us, to grow. So we were careless. And I believe that media right now are not doing good work. They're so dishonest, so dishonest. So we have to be awakened. We have to be awakened because there is so much right now tendency, yes, so much done by media to push us back to Stone Age. Absolutely. Be aware. If you are aware about those states, your freedom is so obvious that you always have a freedom to choose. That choice is always available. You don't have to make decisions under social pressure. You don't have to. Absolutely. You can be the one, just say, you know, I'm out of that mayhem. I won't follow you. I won't follow you because I have a freedom. I have a freedom to choose something that I believe it is beneficial for my health, physical health, mental health, and spiritual health as well. What I was thinking today in the morning, that many of us didn't resolve yet relationship with God. And I will make another video to help you to understand. Because when that relationship with that creative power is not resolved and you hate, you don't even know that you hate yourself. Hate, where is that hate? Anger, that you have a lot of suppressed and repressed anger in yourself, and that relationship with that creative power that we call God is not recontextualized, not resolved, and you are in position of so much resentment that resentment is at you right now. Because also what you don't know, that whatever you put out, it's coming back to me. So you will have to understand in that process of growing that relationship. And like you notice that in shame there is no relationship, there is not even awareness that there is creative power that created me and my function is just to grow. In guilt, you might not even have that awareness as well. In apathy, yeah, nobody to help. In grief, the same. So negative emotions won't help you to build that relationship, that creative relationship with healthfully understanding about that creative power that we call God. It will help, absolutely. So, on the end, you not only become a religious person, but you will become spiritually aware person, and that spiritually aware is on the higher level than religious person, because some of religions right now won't help you to grow. So you will understand better. But religion by itself, it's helpful. Otherwise, how would you even know about God? So religion was created for that reason. But if the religion lost its way, it's good to be aware. It's good to be aware, because that weird things are happening in 21st century. 21st century, weird things are happening. And instead of getting smarter and growing in our consciousness, that maturation process is pushed back to Stone Age, my friend. Yes, we pushed back to blame and fear right now. Learn about levels of consciousness, because power to love life, to enjoy life, to build successful life, to get that money that you want, is in knowing these levels of consciousness. Otherwise, Stone Age, back. So that's the first part. In the next part, I will give you some general information, and the third part, how to let go of grief. There are some ways. There are some ways to let go. Equip yourself with the information that I'm ready to share. And don't let yourself to be helpless. Help on the way. Zofia. General information about grief. I will give you some info, not that much, but in the next part, how to let go, I will give you more, because it's gonna be like a better explanation with how to let go. So I won't upload you with too much of in that part, in general information, just a little bit, so you still going to be more educated about that emotion. Grief can appear when we lost a belief system. Yeah, it's one of the way. We believe in something, and now we are so disappointed. We just see that it's not working, so now we lost that belief, and the grief appear. We lost relationship. After we lost relationship, it's always grief. It's always. So in the next part, I will teach you how to release yourself, because the natural thing is go to grief. That's our psyche. That's the way our psyche can help itself to go to grief and release, not to stay in grief. But the mechanics are always the same. You go to grief, and you will learn how to get out of grief. Because if you will stay there, that the next depression will come, and it's going to be deeper and deeper, and you won't be able to get out of grief. So learn, because you can help, absolutely. By understanding, you can help yourself. We lost job or important role. Another way when we can reason, when we can go into grief. We lost hope about ourselves. Yeah, there is no hope. I've done so many things. I tried so many times, so many businesses, didn't work, and now hope is gone. And the fifth one, it's external circumstances, like political system. yes, political system when country has no responsible leaders, or there is a dictatorship. So it's obvious that that nation gonna be pushed to despair, to those emotions for control. In grief, we are vulnerable to pain and suffering. Yeah, I experienced that, so I'm talking from my own experience, and to tell the truth, that I find out about that many years later, when I started to look for help, because I could not get help from medical system. When grief is never released, it will show up in health problems. We all have so much suppressed and repressed grief. Just know, we all. And that's why health problems. You might say, no, it's a BS. I had many health problems, and I released myself from many negative emotions, not only from grief. Because when we are in grief, at least we are not in apathy. It's more energy, right? In grief, we let ourselves to cry. So I was crying a lot. I was crying a lot after losing relationship. Oh, I was crying a lot, and that crying was helping me to release myself from grief, and that's why crying is good. Like I said in one of my videos, that it's good to cry. It's good to cry because we don't know how much suppressed and repressed that grief, that emotion of grief in us. We don't know, and sometimes we think that everything is okay. We already emptied that bucket, suppressed and repressed, and suddenly it's still something in us that needs to be released. So let yourself cry. When you want to cry, let yourself cry. That's my suggestion. But I will expand on this in the next part. The more loving we are, the less vulnerable to grief and feeling of loss. When we look at the map of consciousness, love is very high. So that energy that helping us to go through our mayhem. And at some point when you will be in the process of releasing yourself from those suppressed and repressed energies in yourself, negative energies, at some point you will look around and you will see beauty around. It will come like a revelation, because before you didn't see that, and now, oh, I see that beauty. Oh, it's so beautiful. And the judgment that was always there after, oh, it's not perfect there, it should be this way, it won't be there. Maybe somewhere on the background, but you will be able to see that beauty. So that's why when we become more loving and understand that part in us, it's easier, much easier to work with releasing ourselves. Oh, I hope that I still saying that word. I hope that I helping you with that emotional education. When you know what you are and who you are, only then you can take a lead, be a boss of your life. Otherwise, there is no choice. Only be pushed. Like I said many times to Mayhem, you don't want to be there. You don't want to be pushed back there. Absolutely, you want to release yourself from those suppressed and repressed negative emotions and experience joyful life. In my next part, I will teach you. I will give you some good info how to release yourself from suppressed and repressed grief with more understanding. So you will be equipped like the smart person that know what to do when the situation, challenging situation will come. You will know what to do. So you will know how to help yourself, and you are not gonna be hopeless anymore. Good stuff. So watch my third part. Watch my third part. How to release yourself from grief. Probably the human way, and you know, it's like the easiest human way to release yourself from grief is by crying. If there is a situation that you feel sad, absolutely let yourself to cry. By crying, we are releasing that suppressed and repressed grief, not only from that particular situation that you are in, but from past situations as well. So wherever we repressed before, consciously or unconsciously, and didn't let ourselves at that time to cry, now it's so much that we have to cry. So have a good cry. It doesn't matter if you are man or woman, because men tend to be like macho. No, I'm not supposed to cry. Yes, let yourself to cry. Let yourself to cry. You don't want to develop any physical problems later, right? So that's the natural way by crying to release yourself from suppressed and repressed grief. It's good to know work of Dr. Eric Berne. It's like you can become more sophisticated. What is behind that grief that I don't want to let it go when I don't want to let it go? What he discovered, I might say discovered, that the same discovery was done by Sigmund Freud, but I guess that Dr. Eric Berne put in the like easier, more understandable for all of us that we are not in psychology experts, that there is in us child, parent and adult position. So from work of Sigmund Freud, that child is ID, parent super ego, and adult ego reality. So that adult that we don't understand much, right? That adult wants to mature. Yes, that adult is on the way to grow of maturation and understanding. And if you let yourself to grow and understand both of them, you won't listen neither child or parent, because you want to understand what's going on in me, that I won't let that grief go. When you won't let it, that grief go, when there is so much attachment and you don't understand that attachment, what's the attachment? Child. When child will lose dog, child does not understand that dog won't live forever. It's not in child ability to understand that. So it's gonna be a lot of grief, and you are the one to help the child to understand. So because of attachment, so if we as adults don't want to let that grief go, it's a child position. It is child position in us that attached so much, and we are not in understanding, then things are like they are. And one day we will have to say goodbye to this war as well, one day. But for now, I want to mature, enjoy. For now, I want to understand. I want to grow. Then there is a, if you are in the situation and criticize yourself, or so much regret to it, like, and then criticize, it's because you're supposed to do that, not that. So it's so much criticism in you, so much blame. Just know it's a parent. That's the voice of parent. So when you adult, neither child or parent position will help you to grow. No, you have to take adult position and accept wherever there is. Okay, I did mistake. There is a regret, fine, but not forever. I'm in the growing process, so I have to let it go. I have to let it go. That's the understanding, that's the maturation. And maturation is very important, because many people are stuck in anger, many. So they didn't mature yet. They have a problem with maturation. Because if they would understand, they would let it go of anger. But probably they don't know how. So that's why we are here, to learn how. Maturation process, yeah, let adult to be developed. Yeah, let that part in us, that adult reality, it will change, because it's growing, it's maturing. Expect that. And another way to help yourself to release what is behind, just that grief. What else? I know there is sadness, but maybe there is a resentment, maybe there is anger, maybe fear, blame. So I was talking about. So that's also the way to help yourself. What is truly behind that I won't let it go? And when you will learn those all levels of consciousness and how to release yourself from suppressed and repressed, when you release yourself in anger, from anger, you will collapse wherever it's below as well, because those emotional states are together. It's not like we are in grief and only one emotion, grief. No, there is bunch, they go together. Yeah, there is bunch of it, suppressed and repressed. So release one by crying. You release more than just grief by crying. That's our humanness. We have to know how to help emotionally ourselves. We cannot be stuck in one. Just understand those are negative, and if you won't release yourself, then your body won't work. You will develop kind of physical illness. Not now, but later. I did. And that's why that sicknesses, they might not come right away, but later on. Just know that we can help ourselves. Just know that our body, it's not that stupid, but we cannot put extra brakes on that body, unnecessary, because we don't know or we don't want to know, that position won't work anymore. There is so many things right now that we can know. It's easy access, that there is internet, so you use that to your growing process, not to distract your life, not to put more of it, but to grow and mature. Become that smart person for yourself, because your experience of your life is yours. Your life is your life. Take good care. Take good care of your life. Don't salt yourself to those negative emotions. I will talk about it more and more and more, and I hope that by understanding and by sharing with you that stuff, you will be able to take control over your mind and take control of your health as well, because you will understand. You are not gonna be in that unawareness like many by choice. There's no excuse right now. There's no excuse not to know how to help yourself. You must know. Otherwise, if you want to be unaware, somebody will use you for their own purpose. Just know you will be puppet for many bad leaders, because you are here. So they will use you. They will program you in the way that they want you to act. And then you are lost. Then you lost control because you are still unaware. And we are here to experience life in awareness, because we have awareness, right? We are conscious that we are here. There is awareness that we are here. So I want to mature and know and grow, not only in relationship with people, but with understanding, with my creative power. Many of our problems comes from cutting yourself from that growing understanding. It is your life, my friend. Take good care. Take good care of your life. You are here for a reason. Just know that. Otherwise, that experience of life would not happen to you. So your life has a reason. Find out yours. Because there are so many talents that you didn't discover yet. Find out, and don't let yourself to be suppressed and repressed and live in negative reality. Don't let, because as a human we do have ability to develop our consciousness and understand and enjoy in full awareness this life in this beautiful world.